Well, I guess we're starting the show because my intro button's not working. Oh, wait, here you go. Never mind.
On your left.
The liberation of mutant kind has begun.
Welcome to the future.
Voice is clown.
Not clown. Joker.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Nobody tampers with the equipment except Tony Stark.
Good idea.
United, the Avengers are strong.
Hawkeye, hands off.
Fool! Have you forgotten my invincible magnetic power?
Not this time, Magneto. My mutant brain senses danger.
Something unseen is slowly spreading its poison, edging tempers.
Think carefully before you do this.
You filthy criminals.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back.
Works,
I forgot how buttons work.
apparently.
Welcome to Two Fat Guys Pull List issue 110 or episode 110, however you like to digest us. That's
Oh.
weird.
That was very weird.
Think of us as a digestive biscuit. I've been watching too much Great British Bake Off. Did you know that they made s'mores in one of the episodes? This most recent episode, or not most recent, but this most recent season, they made s'mores, and they were the most bougie British thing I've ever seen in my life. It was not a s'more. I've
never seen a single episode of that in my entire
It's a great show.
life.
It's a great
not
show.
me.
Anyway, let's get to it. We're going to get to the business and then we'll get to the show. But just to give you a sneak peek, very surprising week. There were some books I was like, yeah, it's going to be good. But I was much more surprised with the books we had this week than anticipated. Anyway, let's talk about some business. So we got to talk about our show sponsor, which is Collected Comics and Games, or LCS here in the DFW area. They have a website called brainycomics.com. We'd love for you to head on over there. And if you do, you'll see something that looks like this. brainycomics.com. This is their website, and it is so cool. You can go on over there and you can order exclusive and variant cover books. You can order bundles, Bad Idea books, which we're in round 2. And this week actually was the release of some Bad Idea books. If you picked them up, great. If you didn't, you still can. You get new comics, mystery bags, back issues, graphic novels, games, toys, and collectibles, and even trading cards. So head on over to brainycomics.com if you'd like. And do a little bit of shopping online. Black Friday is just around the corner. Maybe you want to buy some, early Christmas gifts for your buddies. So you can do that over at brainycomics.com. And then before you swipe that card, right, go up to that little search button up there, type in Two Fat Guys Pull List, and if you do, this pops up. It is our Two Fat Guys Pull List upgrade and premium upgrade. And what you get with these is if you put this in your cart for $8, you will get one mystery, exclusive, and or variant cover in whatever you buy, and it will be shipped to you. Now, if you do the premium for $15, you get 2 mystery covers. And if you notice, there's some pretty cool mystery, not mystery, but some pretty cool variant and exclusive covers that Ron has up on the site. So definitely go check it out. I'm not saying you're going to get this specifically, but there is a chance you could get a really neat, awesome variant or exclusive cover in your mailed whatever you bought. I don't know how to. I need to figure out a better way to say that, but you'll get something cool with whatever you bought in your cart, whatever. So head on over to bradycomics.com, give them some support, show them some love, buy some stuff. Then make sure to put that Two Fat Guys Pull List upgrade into your cart before you check out, and you will get a lovely gift, Mr. Gift, when it comes to your house in the mail. So that's gonna do it for that part. Obviously, everybody knows if you're here all the time, or if you're just you've been here for a minute, we've been talking about it, but if you're new, we're just gonna let everybody know we're in the middle of a subscription or a sub giveaway to 750 subscribers. When we hit 750 subscribers, I know you're tired of us talking about it, but we'll give away the CGC 9.4 graded Silver Surfer Black issue number 1, second printing with null on the cover. This is a sick book, guys. We want to give it away, but we can't do it until we hit 750 subscribers. So if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. ring that bell, smash that like, do all the things that you have to do that every YouTuber ever asks you to do to be competitive within the algorithms of the Googles. So there's that. And then obviously when we hit 1,000, we're giving this away. I promise we are. We just got to get to 1,000 subs, guys. That's all we got to do. So help us out, subscribe, join the fun, and let's grow this channel so that we can just, me and Nate can both quit our day jobs and we can just read comics all day and do all the videos that we
now, guys.
We're not dreaming. It's going to happen. Anyway, that is the business for this week. Let's go ahead and talk about this week's past pulls, which is 11/2, November 2nd. It was a tasty week,
It was.
Tendu said it. He goes, "This wasn't a bad week, but I reread Hickman's Final Fantasy, Fantastic Four, and Avengers, so that hurt knowing we won't get his X-Men epic." You know what, Tendu? We must be twins, right?
Oh.
Because I literally I was looking over here, and I was just looking at my collecteds, right, my hardcovers, and I saw Hickman's, and I was like, oh, oh. And I opened it up, and I was like, oh, this shit's good. It is good. And you're right, we're not. And there's little glimmers, there's little blips of hope that we see in other writers' writing. That was really a weird sentence that I said. Spoke. But we see little glimmers of grimoire of Hickman just kind of spread out, and it's cool to see it, but then it's also like, damn, we're never going to get the masterpiece, right? We're never going to get the epic ending that we really wanted. And sad day. Anyway, but it is what it is. Joe, this week was solid. The one massive disappointment. With one disappointment, but good. I picked up 9 books this week. My pick of the week is Hulk number 10, with the runner-up Batman 129. Tendu Dark Knights of Steel was amazing. War is coming. No shit, dude. That was crazy. That was nuts. We'll definitely get to it. Patty, anyone see the Secret Invasion Del Auto cover? Yes. I'm running back to the shop tomorrow to pick it up. A copy. It looks beautiful. Let's look it up before
it took some serious self-control for me to not.
Really?
Yes, and I will tell you, and I will go ahead and while you're looking it up, show everyone why I needed self-control. So this week was a light week for me. I only had 6 books. And I went up to the desk, and Lee rang me up and said, "You don't even have enough books to use your free coupon that you have acquired." And before she could even finish, I was running to the horror section to buy my
Razor Blades. I hate that cover.
I was so busy this week that I did not get a chance to crack it open and read it, but I'm very, very much looking forward to it. So that's why I had to be super.
Did Ron have the 1 in 100 variant or just the Del Auto?
What is the 1 in 100? Show me.
It's basically version.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see it.
It is a sick cover though, and I didn't end up picking up Secret Invasion, and Ron was like, "Dude, it's actually a really good book, and there's a really crazy twist at the end." So we may have to
Invasion?
Yeah, we may have to go back and read it.
Okay.
So we messed up there. Anyway, yeah, let's talk about this week. We will definitely get to all those books. We had all those here. Patty only got 3 books, so I'm going back for that one just for the cover. I got Batman and Jay and Silent Bob 1-shot. Also Bill and Ted Death 1-shot. Dang, dude, that is super awesome. All right, well, Joe, one more thing. Honorable mention: Punisher was amazing. The war is coming between hand and fist. That is the most underrated, in my opinion. Yeah, it's the most underrated conflict that's coming soon, and I think it's because I'm just not connected to Punisher, but I am really looking forward to it. I know that Daredevil has finally showed up, or has been showing up in the Punisher book, so yeah, we are definitely getting there. Punisher just started a new arc of y'all want to jump on, so y'all on the other side of the war is coming. Gotcha. Cool. All right, well let's just get into it. Let's jump into it. We're gonna kick it off with Avengers Forever issue number 10. Dude, stop. This is my constant coverage of this book. This book is way better than the current Avengers run, and it's because it's allowed to just have a silly goose time. Essentially, this book is a giant AA meeting for Tony and all the Tonys of the multiverse that have survived the Legion of Doom or whatever the hell the thing that's wrecking havoc amongst the multiverse. It was great. I liked it. It was a fun book. I had a lot of fun with it. There was one thing that really pissed me off, and it has nothing to do with Jason Aaron's book. Nothing.
Okay.
There is an ad in the book.
Oh, God.
Let me pull it up here. Where is it? I will find it. And you'll never guess what the ad's for.
Probably not.
Well, if you guess, then I can tell you if you're wrong or not.
It's an ad for the new Hickman book.
No, but you're getting close. Where is it? Was it in this book? Maybe it wasn't in this book.
Wow.
I might be completely destroying my argument before it even... No, it was in this book, wasn't it? Was it in a different book?
Bro, we
Okay.
don't know.
It was in a different book. Anyway, the ad, and when I find it in one of these books, I will tell you. But the ad pissed me off so much that it ruined this book for me after I read it. And it's an ad for Gary Jerry's Iron Man run. His new #1, right? And guess what it says?
What does it says?
What does it says? Tony Stark can rebuild the machine, rebuild the suit, but can he rebuild himself? Did we not just, and I know this has nothing to do with this book, I apologize. Exactly. Did we just not do that in McKay's run? Did we not have a 20-issue run of a character study and rebuild, and dude became a fucking god, and then he was like, nah, bro, I'm all good. And now we're going to do Gary Jerry and wipe it completely clean?
Interesting.
Am I going to get the book? Fuck yeah, I am. But I'm still pissed about it. Like this, I'm going to find that ad. It wasn't in this one. I thought it was in this one, but I think it's in Captain Marvel. One of them. Anyway, very frustrating. Very frustrating. But this was a great issue. Zendu, Punisher Devil War event would be awesome. This feels like a good issue unpacking Tony. No, I thought the character study of this was really cool. I did like it a lot. Just seeing like the different flaws of different multiversal Tonys. You know, one being a perfectionist, one obviously being an alcoholic. All of them are really alcoholics. One that's just scared to death of the Legion of Doom to the point where he ends up accidentally killing himself. Like crazy shit like that. This was a crazy book. I thought it was great. And I am looking forward to the event because it's ending Jason Aaron's run, right? I guess there's just a glimmer of hope in me that thinks that he's going to stick the landing. I'm sure he won't. But that's where I am right now.
I don't know. He has done a lot of good. So there's
got to be a miss somewhere, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Anyway, I enjoyed it though. It was fun. Haven't they done the Tony a drunk storyline like a million times though? Yeah, 100% Empire. Like, yeah, great issue. Nice to see that no matter what Earth, Tony is so flawed. If any ad is needed, is a reach out to a line for addiction. I agree. Yeah, this new Iron Man #1 feels like a soft reboot coming. Masters of Evil. That's right. It's definitely a reboot because we just did this in the previous Iron Man run where, we're going to look past the alcoholism. Like Tony's past that. And it was more of him trying to get back to its roots. And now we're doing it again. He could rebuild the suit, but can he rebuild himself? He just did that. He literally just did that. Hey, can we talk about how it's not the original Tony Stark? Can we talk about how like he's been dead? Like, can we talk about how Mephisto corrupted his father and he's an agent, that Tony's father is an agent of Mephisto? No, we're just doing a soft, everybody loves Tony. Why? It's not like another movie's coming out, like he done.
Right.
Anyway, to be fair, if he falls into drinking again, it would just make sense that's one of the storylines that can be redone a lot realistically. I understand that. I just think, I don't know. I think we took a big step forward in the most recent Iron Man run, right? Mm-hmm. And then it's going to go back to like, Tony's just a jackass and he's always drunk and he's a misogynist. And, like, I liked where we were leaving the character off. If anything, I want more of that. I want more Hellcat. I want more relationship. I want Tony to be more normal, if anything. Like, hey, we kind of got that with Batman, with that, the beginning of the detective comics run that we were reading, where, he was living in a neighborhood and he had to deal with actual real people. Like, I would love to see that. And it's clear that we're not going to do that. So,
right.
Yeah. All right. After that, we have Captain Marvel, issue 43, The Revenge of the Brood. Really dug it. The only thing I didn't like about this issue was the artwork. The artwork kind of bugged me. It just felt very, I wouldn't say lazy. It just felt like it just felt like a style that felt super 90s and like not in a good way.
Yeah, I was not particularly happy with the art either. I don't know that it really stood out to me so much that it was bad, so much as that this book just keeps constantly changing artists. That's the one thing that really bugs me for Kelly Thompson, is that she just cannot get a stable artist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? I mean, this is obviously a very good book. Obviously, Marvel has faith in it. We're on issue 43. Give her a damn solid artist that's here for at least 15, 20 issues.
I mean, the arc that I jumped on was when she was wearing the corrupted Vex suit, or not Vex, Kree suit.
Right.
And that artist was really good. I think that's what got me on it. Like, I was like, oh, this is cool. Oh, and the story's great too. Like, bring that person back. I don't even know who that was.
I don't remember either.
Well, you can, if you want to keep.
I'll look it up.
Oh, you look it up. Okay. Yeah. Well, anyway, this was fun. I do like the story. Again, I think you're right. Thompson is not getting, her writing is not getting the support it needs art-wise. Mm-hmm. Because this is a really good book. I think we talk about it every time it pops up, is that it's good. It's a fun book. It's a reliable book. I think I can say that is like, it's never disappointing. I think there's been one issue for me in the entire run that I've read that was just a dud. And it was like a one-shot issue between arcs, and it just was not. It dealt with like a magician and Wolverine and like gambling. It was stupid.
Right. Lee Garbett.
Lee Garbett. Well, it was good. So yeah, but we're dealing with the Brood again, and spoilers if you're wanting to read this but not, you don't want to be spoiled, cut out now. But essentially, Rogue sends a distress call to Carol because she's in trouble, and she's out in deep space, and for some reason the X-Men have not kept account on Rogue. They don't know where she's at, and so Captain Marvel puts together a team. They go out to space, and lo and behold, Rogue has been corrupted by a Brood, so she's completely brutified. And I think the last time that we saw the Brood in any capacity like that was I think in Avengers. I think everybody got brutified almost on that team, and that was like 2 years ago.
That was a while ago.
So I'm interested in it. I'm looking forward to it. Will Binary make an appearance? You seem to think she will, and 100%. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I don't know that I have anything else to add. Just, you kind of hit on. This book hits on a lot of my like just personal favorites. Not that they're necessarily great, but I just love the Brood. They're one of my favorite villains, and so the fact that we're getting Brood that is not in an X-Men book but is still involving X-Men is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Joe says, side note, in this week's issue of Black Panther, there was a tense conversation between Black Panther and Captain America. Never seen that side of Cap. Interesting.
Oh, okay.
Tenya, maybe it's me, but what was the big change or event that changed the superheroes' feeling towards the X-Men? And Hawks, the Fantastic Four clearly had a problem with the first gala. Why is everyone friendly? So was the most recent gala Was the most recent gala where Scott basically tells everybody that they have resurrection?
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm trying to connect there. Maybe that's a reason. I don't remember.
I don't remember from the very first one either. I think maybe that was them probably trying to play face more than it was them being genuine.
Well, now that they can actually resurrect, humans, I'm sure people are going to play real nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Joe, this was my first Captain Marvel comic, and it's okay. Was that Rogue with an alien brood head? Like, she's been brutified.
She's been
corrupted.
She's been taken over by a brood body.
Which also happens again in that issue of Aaron's Avengers run. It's like a 3-story arc where like Thor becomes brutified.
Yep.
Tendu, I don't like the missing continuity in the X-Men world and the human world. Reed remembers what happened to him, and Captain America was very put off by what happened after the first gala. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of threads right now. What up, Jaden? There's a lot of continuity and threads of stories just kind of floating out there, and we've got X-Office and people that aren't in the X-Office that are writing books with X-Men in them that are kind of nitpicking at Hickman's threads, for better or worse, right? Is it going to come to a head here in the new year and into the summer? Who knows? I watched Comic Book Herald's most recent X-Men video this week, and I forgot just how good and how exciting he makes X-Men books. And almost to the point where it's almost dissatisfying, because sometimes the shit he talks about never happens. But he did bring up a really cool theory that somebody else has come up with when it comes to Sinisters. And we'll definitely talk about it in X-Men Red. But yeah, it's just, there's a lot. Hickman has definitely laid a lot of seeds out for tending to, and some haven't been and some have, and we'll just have to wait and see how it's going to go. And obviously we're both very anxious to see what Hickman's new book is going to be. And part of me is like, well, what if he's just coming back to end the X-Men? Like, I'd be totally cool with that. I doubt that's what it is, but one can only hope, right? All right, let's talk about Hulk issue number 10 from Donny Cates and Ryan Otley. And I believe there's another artist on this book.
Oh, really?
Because there was a moment where I was like, that's not Otley. But I could be wrong. But essentially in this book, we get an explanation to how this planet of Hulks has formed, and that their experience with time moves much quicker than our current Hulk, right? So remember way back when Hulk was fighting the Hulkified Spider-Man, and it was going awry, and that Earth's or that multiverse's General Ross decided to send in an A-bomb and blow everything up. Well, that had ramifications with this planet. Essentially, again, a lot of these Hulks were sent from that planet or that multiverse to this planet. They had created a civilization, and then when that explosion happened, it rocked through into their universe and essentially evolved them to even stronger and robotified. I don't know. Whatever's happened to Hulk. How he's got like the cybernetics now.
Oh, right.
It's kind of happened to this group of people as well. These Hulks. So they've evolved, but they've aged so quickly. So when Hulk actually shows up, a lifetime has passed since these people have been on this planet. And so he's coming to the realization that the ramifications of what was going on in that multiverse are happening here. And so they all worship Hulk. They all think he's a god. And he's like, sure. Like he's walking around kind of being worshipped. But he's trying to explain it to them, but he doesn't quite know how to crack that egg. And at one point, they're having this like they're getting ready for a festival, and this other like weird Hulk being is like, hey, I want to fight you, you know, in celebration of your arrival or some shit like that. And he's like, oh, okay, sure. And when they were getting him prepared for that, they scan his body, and they come to find out that this Hulk, that Bruce is dying, that the Hulk is dying.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And so they don't quite know. I can't tell if they're taking advantage of it, or they feel concerned, or if they're trying to kind of shush it under the rug. It's a very weird. I mean, I liked it. Don't get me wrong. It was cool, but I just don't know what direction we're going in with this book, which is really, it really sucks because I felt like it had a lot of steam, and then it kind of just, after the Hulk Thor kind of event, it just feels like this book is kind of, I mean, again, the idea that we're doing here seems like a lot of fun, but I just don't know, with us knowing that Cates isn't really going to be on the book for a while, I don't know what's going on. You know, it just feels like we're kind of going in this like random, we don't know what direction we're going in, but we're still moving, but we couldn't tell you what direction. It's a little weird. Though, Joe says, the conversation between Bruce and his mom was really touching. I totally agree with that. But seeing Hulk be put at a place that he's happy and great. But now, with the brain tumor, it's all short-lived. Yeah, it's weird. I'm hoping for some clarification, but I'm worried about the book, unfortunately. I am. Joe, I agree with you. I think Hulk gets treated worse than the mutants, big time. Like he's,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and even sometimes himself treats him worse than himself. You know, but I don't know. I'm just a little worried. I'm not saying it's coming off anytime. It's not coming off yet, but I'm a little worried. And you didn't read it. Yeah, you're out. Yeah. All right, this is another book that you didn't read, but you should be reading. And that's Predator, issue number 4. Holy crap, guys. Who else is reading this? Is anybody else reading this within our little viewership here? Or am I the only one? This has been super fun. What we find out is that, you know, predators usually hunt alone, right? They're very territorial, and they don't use help. Well, oh yeah, where is Deadpool? Shit, hold on.
Well, just do this one.
Oh, it's in there. We got it fucked up in the rotation. Anyway, Predator. What ends up happening is because she's been hunting these predators. I think she's killed 13 now. They've all banded together and like, nah, bitch. Like,
you going down.
This gotta stop. And so she ends up fighting. She takes out one with her ship, and then she ends up fighting another one, and she pretty much gets her ass handed to her. Like she goes out like she's gonna kick some ass, but she's drunk. Like when this fight happens, she's impaired, and even her AI is like, you might not want to do this right now. Like you are not full 100. You know, like you don't have it yet. Right. So she gets all armored up. She fights this thing. She lands a couple blows, but then she gets gutted by a spear. It looks like she's about to die, and then the predator just like it gets Private Ryan. Like it just holes.
Oh.
Right, and she passes out, and lo and behold, the company that she stole the ship from has been tracking her, and they showed up, and they like find out why this bitch is wearing predator armor, and also why she has one of our ships.
Right.
And that's how the issue ends. And I'm like, uh-oh, you know, like this ain't good, because they clearly don't know that there is an army of predators going after this, you know, specific space company's ships. And now they've got the main target. So all hell's about to break loose. You know, if I had any kind of criticism for the book, is it read way too fast. But I think it's because I enjoyed it so much. So again, if you're not reading this book, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. This is a really fun book, and Nate, you know me. I would have never said that in a million years.
I'm still shocked that you're picking up this book, but I mean, I guess I just gotta get on it.
Yeah. Tendu, I don't think she understands that the predators live to hunt better predators than themselves. This book is going well, for sure. I like hearing about these books. If I see them collected, I'd probably pick them up for sure. Yeah, I would totally. Yeah, Patty, I totally recommend this. If it's in a collected, do it. It's so much fun. All right, She-Hulk. Goddamn, another book you haven't read. Oh, let's just get through it. But that being said, I don't know if you guys saw us on Twitter. I don't know if you're still on Twitter with all the shit that's going on there. But Raoul basically said, or not basically said, she has confirmed that the book is going to 15 issues. It got picked up for another 5 issues. And while I am very excited for that, Marvel, just designate it as an ongoing. Stop, because when you do that, oh, we get 5 more. She has to rewrite what she's already written to extend it to another 5 issues. Just give her, I don't know. Just give her 25 issues or, whatever. Stop we'll keep going. We'll keep going. No, just put the confidence behind it and let Rambo write the story that she wants to write rather than having to rewrite to, you know what I mean? It's incredibly frustrating. I said rainbow.
Oh, it sounded like you said Rambo.
No, I said rainbow. Anyway,
that would be awesome.
I'm for it. I love this book, even if it was bad for some people. I liked it. The only thing that's weird, again, is we don't know who these villains are that show up at the end of the book that end up capturing her. She takes a new case with what seems to be Dr. Doom, but it's actually a Doom bot. And so she goes through all that legal proceedings and figuring out if she's going to represent this Doom bot. The beginning of the book is still, we're still churning through the She-Hulk Jack of Hearts relationship, and I am here for it. I love it. I want to see more of it. But then we finally get these bad guys again, and that's all I can say about them because we don't know who they are. And she ends up, what up, Calvin? She ends up kind of walking in their door to kind of investigate, and they're like, "Great, we don't have to fight you in public. Gotcha." And they kidnap She-Hulk, and the book ends with her waking up in the laboratory that apparently what we can assume is Jack of Hearts' test tube. But then on the board, there's a bunch of different She-Hulk information. So it would appear that we're trying to clone She-Hulk. Or we're trying to do something with She-Hulk, right?
Oh, shit.
This is where Comic Book Herald's video comes in. Okay? Which you'd be like, what? This is She-Hulk. Mm-hmm. So he has a theory. Or somebody came up with a theory and he's jumping on it. So we are soon to get the Sins of Sinister, right? And we've already seen the Sinister of Clubs, I believe, in the X-Men book, who was Dr. Stasis, right? So there was a clone of Sinister who was fucking around, who works with Orcus, and he's got a specific card on his head.
Sure.
He then talks about, and this is kind of talking about X-Men Red, and we'll get into it more, but the villain that shows up in that book is also doing cloning shenanigans as well in that book. And he believes that is another Sinister clone pretending to be Sinister, and it will be revealed soon. He thinks that there will be another Sinister clone showing up in a very obscure, non-relevant Marvel book that will link into the Sins of Sinister, and I believe it is in this book. Because, and I'll show it now. The reason why I say that is, let's just look at this last page, shall we?
Sure.
So she wakes up, she gets captured, and she wakes up in this room. I mean, if that doesn't spell Sinister, into cloning, getting all the genetics of She-Hulk. Oh, there's the ad. there's the Iron Man ad.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, look at this shit. He can fix the suit. Can he fix himself?
Yeah.
motherfucker. Anyway, back to this. I think Sinister is going to show up in this book. I think Sinister, in some form or fashion, will show up in She-Hulk. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, but that's my prediction, is that she's showing up. Anyway, I liked it. Cool. I'm having fun with it. I want it to keep going. All I say is, Marvel, please give Raul her due and just let her write a book as long as she wants to write it, rather than like approving her 5 issues more and 5 issues more, because it's very clear that she has to rewrite her issue or issues to conform to moving another 5 issues. Like, that sucks. Like, I want her to write the length that she wants to write rather than, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Anyway, let's get to the comments, shall we? Joe, this issue of She-Hulk was the best of its run. Finally, some stacks. Was that Tarts guy? He looks different. He looked more like Hulk than a big drooling, like ghoul guy. Yep. Tendu not into the She-Hulk run. That's okay. It's not for everybody. Anyone see Ryan's pitching meeting for She-Hulk? I wonder what the comments are like in the video right now. What? Ryan?
No.
I didn't see that. Joe, I would hope they do one-shots of her doing Case and having an overall story being told about Jack of Hearts. I really dig the Jack of Hearts stuff. I like their relationship. I don't know. I'm really digging it. I don't know. I mean, I'm a She-Hulk fan, so of course I'm gonna like it. But I'm genuinely pleased. Again, the only thing that I have comments is that Marvel just needs to give her a set number, than just instead of just renewing every 5. Like, give her a lengthy omnibus worth of She-Hulk and let's go. Yep. At least a decent hardcover. Beardless bro, I know, Calvin. I'm sorry. I have my reasons. Joe, but She-Hulk has again cover of the week. Damn beautiful. These covers are absolutely fluid. They're amazing. They're awesome. If you look at, I'm actually going to talk about it because next week's is even better. Let's see. Let's get it here. Where's She-Hulk? Boop. And then go this way. Yeah, like, this is awesome. Like, these covers are just great. Let's see. And then the next week's freaking awesome. Amazing. Love it. Then the next month's, this is number 10. So this is technically her last issue, but we're going on to another one. I don't know, man. They're just good. And even some of the B covers, like, that's an awesome cover.
Sorry, Joe. It's been a long day.
What? What happened? What happened?
Told me to wake up. You
do need to wake up. Anyway, I'm digging it. Okay. Sinister Tender profile says into cloning. Don't worry. Next week's gonna happen.
Into cloning.
Into cloning. Dude from Screen Rant, just a silly goose skit. Oh, the pitch meeting for the show. That's right. I do need to watch that. I've seen that. What creative team would do the best with She-Hulk?
Zeb Wells or Kelly Thompson writing.
I would like Kelly Thompson would be dope. I think another one would be who's doing Executors?
Leah Williams would be
Williams would be amazing. Mm-hmm. And I also think Alyssa Wong, is it Alyssa?
Yeah.
Alyssa Wong.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna throw it. I mean, would it be cool to have a Hickman She-Hulk? Duh. But I just don't know. It wouldn't.
Such a waste.
Shut up. Don't say that.
I don't mean that mean. I just mean that his intricate plotting is not what I'm looking for in a She-Hulk book.
I think it would be cool though. Even if he did a one shot, I think it'd be cool.
What artist though? We just said
what? Okay, what artist? I liked. If I'm being absolutely honest, I really, really liked the first artist on this book. And when they went away, not that I don't like the current artist, I think the current artist is great. Mm-hmm. But the first artist, and I'm literally skimming through to get to the. Dude. Yeah, Antonio or Rigo Antonio. He did the first 2 issues.
Okay.
Absolutely stunning. He did a great job. And when he got off the book, I was super bummed. But the new artist, Luca Marcesia, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. He he's doing a fantastic job too. But the first artist, I was like, this could be totally Marvel House style. Like, it was really good. If I could have any artist, I'm gonna go Pepe Larraz.
Of course.
Pepe Larraz or RB Silva. I'm sorry, like they do.
No. Those fit very well.
I think they do great.
I was trying to think of a female artist just to round out the female creative team.
Well, actually, I think the next artist on the book is a female artist, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Takashi Miyakazawa. Miyakazawa.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've looked up her art, and that looks great too. She did Silk.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I'm familiar now. I know who you're talking about.
So I think it's in good hands.
I was gonna say Carmine Carnero. It's been a while since I've seen her stuff. She did the first, I don't know, probably 10 issues or so of Captain Marvel.
Okay.
Anyway, good question.
Yeah, I love it. It was great. Can't say female, guys. What?
What? Why not?
I don't know. I think that's a. You can't say female. I think you can say female.
I can say female. You guys see the Planet of the Apes covers? I don't know if She-Hulk is getting, but definitely Silver Surfer one. What?
I've not seen that.
No, Silver Surfer, Planet of the Apes.
No,
fucking weird.
It's fucking weird.
I'm interested.
You're interested, gotcha. I'll buy any Pepe or Silve book. Any. Also, Valerio Schiti. He needs to be on Spider-Man.
I would
like
love that.
Ooh. All right, let's move on. Ooh. Oh my god. If we were to segment our picks of the weeks, this would be my Marvel pick of the week. Absolutely fantastic. Making things that I don't give two shits about relevant. Love it. Right? Oh yeah, She-Hulk show jokes about women not liking being called females. Okay. This book was fantastic. It is my Marvel pick of the week. I didn't even pay attention to the cover until I started reading it, and I was like, that's funny. That's funny. And
they're all dead, and he's in a pool.
He's in a pool, and then like I even said it out loud, and Sarah was like, "You're a nerd." I'm like, "Shut up." This was good. I'm thoroughly intrigued. Alyssa Wong did a really good job of bringing a character back that I gave two shits about in the Harrower, if I think that's how you say it.
The Harrower.
Harrower. The last time we saw her was in the Man Thing mini event where it was like number ones, but it was basically 1, 2, 3. And I was like, why do I care? And this was awesome. This was just freaking awesome. I think she has Wade Wilson's voice down to a T. I don't think it's that hard to do, but I think she did a really, really, really good job doing it. And then the artwork, fantastic. I am on board. I'm subbing to it. This isn't going to be a last call to last call kind of thing on my app. I am subbing to Deadpool.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the humor style here. I thought it was both to style for Deadpool, but I thought it was a little bit refreshing too. Like it wasn't. What am I trying to say? I don't know. It just felt unique. Like it felt like its own thing, its own take, while still getting like his own personal voice, but the whole overall style felt a little unique, and I liked it. I was looking for like I wanted to read it, and I wanted to be able to tell Alyssa Wong was writing this book, and I feel like I could.
Okay. From
her humor in Dr. Afro. So
I also what I liked is that she took what Benjamin Percy did with him in the Wolverine book, with his little meta commentary and the notes.
Yeah. And
she did it like 10 times better. And I'm here for it. This book is fantastic. If you're looking for something that appears to have some implications in the Krakoan era, yet still doesn't take itself too seriously and is having a good time. I mean, I know we last week, Joe, I think you asked, what comic tropes are y'all? It was either last week or the week before. That what's your favorite comic trope, and like this is it for me. Like I literally said that the last time you talked about it, and is firing on all cylinders. I thought it was fantastic. So, Patty, they showed the first 10 of 20. I think they are doing a Planet of the Apes #1 again. I think they're doing promos with those variant covers. Interesting. Tendu Deadpool is great. Yeah. I found Planet of the Apes / Green Lantern crossover last year at the comic shop in North Bay, Ontario. Last place in the world I thought I'd discover something like that. Joe, Deadpool was disappointing for me. Didn't laugh one time, and that's key for Deadpool. I'm waiting for the Carnage and for what I read how they can tell the story without ignoring Carnage run. I don't know.
I was a little frustrated with stuff, but not too much.
I mean,
I think it explained enough that what you need to know.
Yeah, I agree too. I don't
care about Carnage so much that even here I was just like, stop.
Gotcha. Tendu, I have a real question. I am the lone man on this island that thinks that Judgment Day was a terrible event. No, you're not. Zero lasting effect for the mutants, and don't like how mutantum didn't change. No, I think me and Nate are both there with you. I think
I wouldn't call it a terrible event.
I'm kind of.
I would not use terrible.
The more distance that I get from it, and I know we have an Omega next week. I just, to me, it's like, again, I will come back to the review. I thought that the setup was great. I was like, oh shit, we're going to have consequence.
Right.
And now it doesn't feel like we do. Like, I feel like we wasted 5 issues, and then when we got to the 6th, it was like, never mind. And to me, and again, this is just me. I know that you're not, this isn't anything, I'm not projecting anything onto you.
Got it.
But for me, I'm kind of landing in that camp with you, Tendu. Like, yeah, I think if I start to use that word terrible, it's because I'm right there with you in the sense that it doesn't feel like anything changed, except for Resurrection has lost its luster. It's lost its uniqueness. We have a new celestial eternal god, and we don't know what the fuck it does. And I'm sure in some event that's coming very soon within Marvel, she will be either the saving grace or not for whatever that event is. And that's incredibly disheartening for me because, like, I wanted, outside of the Eternals, which I'm sure we'll find out in the Omega, they're the only things that are getting screwed over right now, right? Like, they're going to get put into a box and they're going to go away. And, like, for me and Nate, like, yeah, that's great. We read the Eternals run. We were very devoted to it. So there's a bit of payoff, right? We were wondering how Karen Gillan was going to pay off the fact that when an Eternal dies, a human loses its life to regenerate, right? Mm-hmm. And we were both like, okay, cool. Like, how are we going to resolve that? If you didn't read that, then you're like, why do I care? Wait, what's going on? You know, and it didn't. The only needle that was moved, and it was the needle that neither of us wanted, was that the resurrection protocol is not unique to mutants. Anybody can be resurrected. Yay. You know,
I think you pretty much answered Joe's question.
What did he ask?
He said, "This is my question of the week. What can we take away from the Judgment Day? Its overall status quo for the Marvel Universe. When can we expect to see the changes?" I don't think you're going to see any changes. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see any massive ramifications. I think Eternals will probably be pulled off the board for a while. I think maybe Jerry Duggan slightly touches on the effects of humans being able to be resurrected and the like charity type thing that they're doing for that. But I think for the most part, nothing changes. Certainly nothing for the Avengers. The Avengers have already their involvement in this was peripheral at best, and the main book, of course, of Jason Aaron's 2 books, is never literally dealt with it for 1 issue, and it wasn't even Jason Aaron writing it. So it's going to literally probably pretend like it never happened. I doubt they'll speak of it whatsoever.
But Deadpool was great.
But Deadpool was great. I did really enjoy Deadpool. I will be picking it.
Yeah, and that's surprising me because I know that Deadpool's another one of those characters for you that's not necessarily very high on your character fandom list, and so the fact that Kukulo and Wong are on the book is a massive upgrade. So looking forward to it. So anyway, Joe, if they just keep bringing back everyone they can, then I don't care for the deaths. This the creative idea feels like Call of Duty with respawns. Yeah, no. What Hickman did with Resurrection at the beginning was unique, right? Because it gave the mutants some form of superiority that they didn't have beforehand, right? They had a leg up on their enemies. Right. And now it's like, oh, Iron Man died? Bring him back. Oh, like, okay. Like, and it does it within continuity, right? Like it does it within, instead of having a reboot or like, hey, we're restarting Marvel Comics again. That's basically what it is, but within the confines of continuity. And I don't like that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll prove us wrong, but I doubt it. Patty, most of the time things kind of always go back to what they were before with only small stuff carrying over. I think I saw another video talking about how events don't actually affect much. I mean, outside of Hickman's X-Men right now, and I would assume Hickman's Secret Wars. What do you think, Nate? I'm talking out of my butt.
No, you're not.
Do you agree with that statement?
Yeah, I think so. I think what's really funny to me is, it's probably the most impactful event that we've had of the past 4 years. Empire.
Yeah, because like that
has had considerable lasting effects for a lot of different books. Now, it hasn't really like massively changed the MCU to where like even Unbeatable Squirrel Girl and Devil Dinosaur and Moon Girl are getting affected, but like it's still like it is totally changed the dynamic of like what's happening in space, and we're still talking about it in books that of course Al Ewing is doing, and he's been working on this plot line for 3 years now, but even on books that he is not working on, still are affected by it. But yeah, I would say for the most part, you can't expect too many ramifications. But I think we rebuild that expectation. I think Marvel said, no. Like we get that you have that feeling. Look, we brought Kieran Gillen back in. We didn't just bring him back in Marvel, but we like threw him in. We gave him his own Eternals book right as the movie's coming out. We gave him a lead title book in X-Men. He is creating his own event and writing all of the major tie-ins. I think with the way it was sold to us was that, oh no, this is really going to have big. I think we have the right to be pretty.
Yeah, I agree. Back to Deadpool. Empire says Deadpool trying to flirt with the hot stabby person was fun. No, that was, and I loved that that 2-page spread where he's doing the always funny in Philadelphia meme where he's got the board of conspiracies and he's like trying to explain it to the reader, and like you could see like him circling hearts around that person. I thought that was really fun. This book's super great. But Joe says something interesting. I think they need to lose the resurrection stuff. If they do that, I want to see resurrection birth defects so they don't keep sacrificing themselves for some battle. No, like
I thought that was I mean, like they started doing stuff like that with Otherworld, right? And I think maybe introducing that on a larger scale.
Right, but the other thing that, I mean, if we're gonna do resurrection, and maybe we'll get it in Sins of Sinister, but I'm ready for some freaking chimeras. I'm ready for the hybrid mutants that have different powers from other mutants, and they're making whole new types of mutants, a la Rasputin. Like, I want her to be here yesterday. Like, it's time. And I do agree. I think Resurrection, I think it should be taken off the table. Can you remember reading comics with X-Men where, like, you weren't wondering, oh shit, I wonder if they're gonna die? You know, like, we never had that expectation of like, oh shit, they can't die anymore. So now that's something that we can cherish and hold. Well, can you imagine if Resurrection went away? Like, how much of an empty feeling are we going to get when we're reading, like, oh, fuck, I hope Cyclops doesn't die on this next mission? I mean, I know you'd want that, Nate, but, like, everybody else would be saddened.
I would be very happy with it.
Anyway, Joe, now DC is doing the Lazarus Island event with the Lazarus pits and raining down with the sky, so now we bring zombies. No, dude, I hate I am so over the Lazarus pits. We talk about that New Comic Book Day this coming week. It's definitely an interesting topic. It's funny how they kind of have characters on a kill cycle. It seems like how long until Cap gets killed again or aged out or someone else important for a minute. Lee is in the Nate camp, and she would also be okay with Cyclops 9.
Boo, Cyclops.
Let's move on. All right, X-Men Red. Speaking of X-Men Red, issue number 8 from Al Ewing. This was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And we're finally seeing Abigail, turn it on, right? We're ready for she's starting her master plan. And we are seeing Hickman threads. This is one thing Al Ewing and I think Karen Gillan and also Gary Jerry, which is very odd to say, have been starting to pick up on these threads that Hickman dropped at the beginning of his X-Men run after Hoxpox. And we get that here with Vulcan. He's shown up. He's ready to fight. He's ready to take back his empire. And Abigail's using him as a pawn. And we will see if she's overreached or not. And Cable is starting to, figure shit out. And there's two camps right now. There's one that wants Abigail to fail. Me. I'm ready for her to get it. And then there are other people who kind of want to see her succeed and see if she, because she's not for Krakoa, right? She's not for Orcus. She's for herself. Right. She's for Soul. That's it. So it'll be interesting to see if she succeeds and how she succeeds if she does. And then back to that Hickman theory. Our boy here on the cover, he believes this is a Sinister clone.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
And I kind of, when here's the thing. When Comic Book Herald speaks, you listen.
Yes.
You listen because the dude knows his shit, and the dude is, that is, I think for this channel, our idol in the sense of how we want to be structured and how we want to be impactful on our comic book lore. The guy is a goat. He is the goat when it comes to comic book lore. So I'm right there with him. I'm gonna take his lead and say that there is some sinister fuckery going on in X-Men Red.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading chat.
No, you're good. What did you think?
I love this issue, but I think I'm a little bit biased, of course, because anything that deals with space is gonna get me going. So anytime you bring in the whole Galactic Council, I think it's really cool. I like that they brought up the massacre that was talked about way back in Empire. I really, really like that Al Ewing has just said, keep canceling my shit. I'm still going to talk about my same space stories. I don't care if it's this book or Guardians of the Galaxy or Sword. I don't care what it is. I'm going to keep telling you guys my space stories. And that's why I'm going to keep buying this book no matter what. Because, just the chance that I will get that. And there was also a lot of people talking shit about Richard Rider being involved in X-Men Red at all. And all I got to say is suck it, losers. I love it.
Joe says X-Men Red was good. Calvin says hopes the theory is correct. I think it will be. I think Sins of Sinister. Who's writing that? Is it Karen Gillan again?
It is Karen Gillan. Okay,
it's a more contained X-Men event. I'm there for it. I think it's going to be fun. He had that. He set it up. He's already kind of set it up in Immortal X-Men when Destiny saw the multiple realities of Sinister and what he's going to do. And I when I read that, I was like, oh, Hickman, what? Oh, amazing. And that, that obviously got us ready for Judgment Day. Poo poo on you, Karen. But I'm looking forward to it. So I'm ready for him and Al Ewing. I'll even say Gary Jerry to really let's go. Let's have a X-Men centric. Don't give a shit about the Avengers or the Eternals event, and let's have some fun. Let's have some real fun, because I think we saw something there in Immortal X-Men, and we're still kind of dealing with it. You know, Sinister's playing with Moira. Like, could you not think of a worse idea? You know what I mean? Like, don't give that person that kind of power, and he has it. So we'll see. Who's writing the new Guardians book coming? I don't. Has it been announced?
Is there a new Guardians book coming?
I know that there was one coming. I just don't know if there was an announcement. I'm sure. I think it was teased during Comic-Con in New York, but I don't think there was an official writer yet. So.
Oh shit.
Anything with Nova is a win, I think, no matter what. There you go, Patty. We'll see what happens. But this was a really good book. All right, let's jump over to DC with Batman issue 129 from Zdarsky and Jimenez. Before we get to the story,
Okay.
Jimenez, my guy.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Stop it. Stop it. Don't go anywhere. If they tell you they're putting you on another book, you say no.
You say no, sir.
This is my book.
Jim said no. I don't know what to tell you guys. Sorry.
For the rest of time, this is my book. This is really hard for me. This isn't my pick of the week for DC, but it's really goddamn close.
This is my pick of the week for DC.
Okay, that's fine.
Just saying.
No, I totally understand why. Why?
You said you totally understood.
No, but they don't.
One, because this is how you do an event book, and we're doing it just in Batman. And I love that. This feels like an event book. This has the ramifications of an event book. And this is, I think, I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like DC could have easily seen this story. Been like, no. You've got all the entire Bat family involved here. We've got to have Tim Drake tie-ins. We've got to have Nightwing tie-ins. We've got to have Batgirl tie-ins. Like, we got to, and all they would have been was just getting beat up by Failsafe, and it could have been totally ruined. We could have done a Aquaman tie-in and a Superman tie-in, and I love that this is just a big, giant, awesome, cool story that has big ramifications, and it's just chilling in the Batman book. I like that.
No, I totally agree. And Joe does say this Batman feels like a Justice League book. Well, we don't got a Justice League book right now, so, and I think it's a good thing, to be honest. But I liked it. I don't know, man. I thought it was super fun. I loved, Batman talking to himself and be like, "That's what I do." You're right, and then like thinking he's outwitting himself, and then he gets fucked in the end. Like he gets literally screwed into space. Like. It was good, man, and this book better not go anywhere. Goddamn it! Like after this stupid Dark Crisis Infinite Earth, I swear to God, if this book goes anywhere, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
Pissed. Any of them? I'm sorry. I'm just saying. Lee, LOL, no, you're very right. Better event than what DC is doing right now. Agreed. Patty, I thought this book was wicked. The small lines to explain the questions that might be bad, and then get that out of the way. I don't know if I follow that one. Joe, I guess they're making it up for No Justice League. 100%. Right. I mean, but they're also just showing like how intellectually badass Batman is, or not even. His subconscious is, right? Because this is all Zur and Ra, or whatever the hell you say it. So like, Batman is twofold. And you would have never heard me say that before we read DC, because I was like, Batman's dumb. And then we started reading Batman. I was like, Batman's fucking good. So I don't know. Patty says I got the variant cover for Zur. I need the Zur Batman. I need to check that out. Love the dark purple on the cape, Joe. But another story telling us that Batman can beat anyone. Now he will beat the unbeatable version of Batman. Feels like a Viagra pill for Batman.
That's a very, very good way to put it. You are right. That does seem like, it's like, how else do you really get how do you up this storyline? Well, Batman defeated the unbeatable Batman. So now what?
Yeah. Joe, you know the answer to that question. Anyway, Project. Oh, you're talking about Alfred being the failsafe like key protector. Yeah, that sucks. That was insane. That was crazy. I mean, even though it's different, definitely easy enough to know his subconscious did that. Yeah. I don't know. Well, tell me about the backup then, Nate, since I didn't read it.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, good. I'll take your word for it.
I didn't read it.
Oh, you didn't read it?
I didn't read it.
Oh, Chad, get mad at him now.
I was, believe it or not, I was in the middle of watching The Batman, and was
I still need to watch that.
Blah, 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 and I just was yeah.
It just went whoop right over. All right. Well, now we can be mad. Joe, you can be mad at both of us.
Yeah.
All right. Dark Knights of Steel, issue number 8. All right, just get out of the way. You're pissed about it. It's been gone for so long. That's why I didn't like it.
No, that's not why I didn't like it. I just, I feel like there just wasn't a lot. There wasn't a lot here. The one big flashy thing that happens in the end wasn't enough to make up for what didn't feel like hardly anything. We moved the needle 1/4 of an inch, and it's just like we've been doing the. We're about to start a war. We're about to start a war. No, this time we're really about to start it. We've been doing that for 3 issues now, so I'm not. Okay. I didn't hate the issue. I thought it was fun, and whenever I turned that last page and saw shit get sliced in half, I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" But at the end of the day, we didn't really do anything in this issue. So that's why I'm just like that.
Okay. I fucking loved it. Like the minute I opened the book, I immediately, even though it's been forever, and I'm not saying I'm not mad about that, I immediately remembered where we were and what we were doing. Outside of Jimenez and who's doing World's Finest? Mora, yes. Mora. This Jimenez, Mora, and our guy here. Petrie, is that how you say it?
It's a woman, yes. Petrie.
Petrie. This is the unofficial new house style of DC Comics. Those 3.
Wait, what was the first one you said?
Jimenez.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the top 3 for me.
They are, but their styles are not.
No, they're definitely no.
Petrie, I would say, are similar.
Right, they're not. Yeah, you're right. But I'm just saying. I don't know if it's because of the lack of me getting to watch House of Dragons every Sunday, but to me, this just filled a void for me of just like, just fucking awesome. And I was in it the entire way, and then just like you, I got to that last page, did not I guess you could say, that it is to be expected, right? Like, we're gonna have war for the rest of the issues, but how we got there, I was not expecting that. Like, when I turned that goddamn page, again, sitting in this room reading, and I was like, I didn't even go, oh shit. I literally just sat in silence with my mouth on the floor. Like, oh, that's how it's going to start. You know what I mean? Not with everything else that's happened. This is my DC pick of the week. I was telling a coworker last week about it because I was so excited for it to come out, and they were like, oh, it sounds interesting. And like, I literally sent them a Virgin panel, so no actual dialogue, and it was Superman's dad getting shot with the kryptonite arrow in the eye, and he was like, oh, so that's how I was like, no, you need to read this is amazing.
Right.
But I don't know, man. Hiatus be damned. I had a lot of fun. I just had a lot of fun.
I'm glad to hear it.
Joe says, oh no, we need the TVA for Nate. Yeah, dude, he didn't read the backup. Joe, Dark Knight of Steel needs to be consistent. Agreed. This run has been the best of the year, but they are starving us between issues, and it's aggravating. I am 100% there with you, Joe. I think DC paused the book for trying spin-offs, not necessary for Taylor or Petrie. It's a good issue, and it really dragged me back in. 100%, Liam. Joe, I think they should just release it in an oversized hardcover form, because the story is something I'm double dipping in the collection, or double dip by the collection edition. I agree. I'm getting the hardcover. Like, yep, down. But this book was great. Sword of Azrael. Are you reading this?
No.
Oh, dude. You need to read it.
Nope.
This was super fun. DC slapped this week, and I only had 3 DC books, but it slapped. This was great. We get more insider information about how Azrael was born, how the Knights of Templar, tried to forge it in a certain way, and the Knights of Dumas, I think said fuck that shit and did his own thing. And it's twisted and wicked, dude. And this is a silly goose time, super fun, a lot of lore, and I like where it ended. And this is why I know this is a great book. I want more of a character that I know diddly squat about. I want more. I want more from this creative team. It's fantastic. That's all I can say. If you're even in the slightest interest in Azrael, pick up this book. And if if I'm just that guy that's preaching to the choir because everybody knows that Azrael's a badass character, so be it. But this is super fun, and I hope it gets another mini or a new ongoing, because I think Azrael is right there where, like, it's just what he's learning in this book definitely warrants him getting his own book, or at least a couple more minis, in my opinion. It's super fun, and it was super, I say super a lot because it was. There's some crazy shit that goes on in this book. We're talking like body snatcher shit. Like, it was wicked. So I think if you've got an extra couple bucks and you're looking for a silly goose time, pick up Sword of Azrael. It's only got 2 more issues. It's super fun. Back to Joe. Joe says Tom Taylor's style is less is more. Sorry, I can't read. But when you are putting out bangers, we want more. More is more. Charging me $6.99 and giving us 45 pages count. William, my pick, it's so freaking good. Not to mention the art and the creative paneling. Plus, isn't the Angel Maker looking like New Gods tech? Yeah, this book's really good. Lotus, my pick of the week. Okay, look at that.
Interesting.
Empire,
I'm
that's
messing up here. 2 other people's pick of the week here.
Yeah, especially because it's Empire saying it. Like, come on now.
I know.
Dude, you're screwed. Azrael or Ghostmaker? Who's the best Batman spin-off character that's not a Robin?
Oh gosh, you just broke his brain. Cannot compute.
I can't decide right now.
Pick one right
now. Gun to my head.
Yep.
Fuck.
Bang, you're dead.
Damn. So be it. I can't answer.
The answer was Ghostmaker the whole time.
No, it wasn't, because Azrael's just as cool. I think I like Azrael. Oh, fuck. They're both good. Calvin, we'll see you later, man. Catch the rest of it later.
Yeah, Calvin.
You're not old man. I'm old man too. I'm tired. I got to do the show. So you go to bed.
Yes.
Cassandra Cain. I don't know who that is.
It is Batgirl.
Lee says Azrael is the
Definitely
best
the other one.
spinoff. I'll lend you the book. Okay, you'd like him. I'm gonna go with Azrael. Don't shoot me.
Shoot him, guys.
Stop it. All right, let's move on to I believe our last book, right?
Yeah.
Our last book of the night. And I think what? Get out of here. That book got pushed back.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say that this is it or no?
What?
Is this officially our pick of the week?
I didn't even pick a book. Sure, yeah.
That's the gas. Pick of the week.
This book is fucking awesome. I'm gonna let you do the thing, do the dance, but I'll just sprinkle in commentary. But this book hits everything that I want in a comic.
I'm not that big on this book, so
I was totally on it.
Go for it.
Fine.
Do it.
Artwork.
It was beautiful. Look at that.
No. Okay. Before I even got into the meat of the book, here's why this is my pick of the week. So you open the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're in this. We're painting a picture. We're at a funeral. You know, and then we cut to the past, and is this person alive or dead? We don't know. And then we get this really cool scene of like the future, and like, oh shit, what's going on? And as you're reading it, like, all right, I'm getting sucked in. And then when it ends, or we cut to this, you know, back to the funeral, and we get our last line, right, of dialogue before the next page, we cut to this, right? And as I'm reading it, this is such an effective way of writing comics. You get 4 pages back to front, right, of very compelling storytelling, and then visuals on top of that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, when I get to that page, behold Behemoth, I'm like, this could be a movie. This literally could be a movie. Like, the way I read it, I was like, oh shit, like this, it does what Tinian does in his Nice House on the Lake.
Yeah,
exactly. And they did this flawlessly. And then, you know, you get into the actual meat of the book and what we're doing here, and I get like, I could see this book being picked up on Netflix or a movie. Easy. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool. I love the mystery behind it. I love this character that we're following, who's, I think, Child Protective Services, I guess, or like that part of the police department.
Yeah.
Who has some connection with this little girl, and you can't tell what's reality and what's not when he's in like real life, or if he's dreaming. He's waking up in the same cold sweat every night. It's hard to really explain, in my opinion, but something weird is happening in this book, but it also has like a sci-fi dystopian kind of feel too when we get the future or current present in the book. I'm 100% in. This is another one of these, like, because usually with Boom ones, it's a hit or miss for me. You know, I'm picking up the Boom one because of the Netflix deal, obviously. But then, you know, sometimes I pick it up and I'm like, that just didn't hit it for me, so I'm not going to pick up number 2. This one, I'm like, put it on my sub. I'm on it. Let's go. No doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that the only thing that really didn't take me to that place was I didn't get a really coherent sense of direction for this book. That being said, I don't know that we necessarily were supposed to get a very like roadmap. Here's what we're doing and here's how we're going to get there. And for some reason, it just wasn't enough for me to just be like, oh man, I cannot wait. But it was good enough for me to go, okay, yeah, issue 2 for sure. But it does definitely already move Nick Robles up like way higher in my opinion, like artists whose names I will definitely pay attention to as soon as I see them.
I think this book has, I think the reason why I say it's my pick of the week also is because there's just so much mystery behind it. But to me, I don't want to say it's intentional, but it felt right, if that makes sense. Like, there are books that we've read from Boom or any other publisher that have set up this like, oh, here's this mystery, and I'm going to be very like cut and paste, and you're going to jump around in the timeline, and it doesn't work, right? We'll read it and go like, I don't know what the fuck happened in this book. And in this one, it's like, it's not that I don't know what happened or like that I know what happened in the book, but the way it was delivered felt so genuine that I'm 100% intrigued. Whereas, let's take Samurai Doggy, for instance. We get our first issue and we're like, oh, cool, this is awesome. I know where we're going. Then we get issue 2 and we're dealing with a completely different character, and Samurai Doggy's only in it for 1 page, and it doesn't even feel like it's the same comic, but you're supposed to say like, oh, well, we're somewhere else in the timeline. No, this just is shit. This is not good. And I think in this one, it's like, no, I literally see the connective dots. I don't know what the big monster is. I don't know what's up with the little girl. I don't understand their connection, but something's up. But you're in asking those questions, you're intriguing yourself, right? Like you want to know, rather than when you ask in Samurai Doggy, wait, what the fuck? It's not a, hey, what the fuck? I want to pick up the next issue. It's like, I don't want to touch this book ever. Sorry to poo-poo on Samurai Doggy. That's just the most recent book that we've read that's been so just. So anyway, if you're looking for something new, and if you go to the shop and they still have copies, pick it up. Even if you don't read it, put it in a Mylar. Second printing, I believe, is on last call right now, so you have until tomorrow. And I would highly recommend picking up the second printing. I would. There have been many boom books that I have not picked up second printings for. And right now, the two that I'm heavy on right now are Grimm. I think I have like the 6th or 7th printing, whichever it is, on that number one.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe this is another one, and I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe a hit or miss, but I think if you're into that kind of thing, pick up all the first prints, all the other printings of the first issue. I think I think you're in for it. And Lee, you let me know. What do you think? Let's get to chat really quick before we wrap up. Let's see here. And we will start with here. Cassie Kane is Batgirl who was stitched up mouth on her. Gotcha. She's like the badass kung fu one. Like she kicks ass at martial arts. How many Azraels are there? Because if it's only Jean Paul, Valley Ghostmaker wins.
It's only Jean Paul Valley.
Wait, so why does that make Ghostmaker better?
That's bad. I don't know.
Let me know. Joe, yeah, Cassie could take down Batman with hand to hand. Not too many people can say that. Interesting. When I was younger, she was always so interesting, especially because she couldn't talk at the time. I remember you telling me about that. The Birds of Prey movie damn near ruined the character. Was she in that movie? Oh, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, she's in it.
Interesting. Patty, wasn't the best adaptation, but I see it the same way I saw Deadpool in the Origins. If we are super lucky in a couple years, we will get another take. Interesting. Joe, y'all into Sandman comics? The show on Netflix, it got picked up for season 2. I am not, but I've heard really, really, really good things for Sandman. So I might have to check it out. Yes, and I will remind you, Lee, to put that on my pull. I'll be in Dallas, unfortunately, so it won't happen until probably Wednesday when I come to get my books. Joe, yeah, Ryan did not like how they did Wade in the movie. Interesting. Joe, how do you think that Marvel and DC can bring back these top writers from doing creator-owned work? I see writers get into big and then gain reputation and go solo. I don't know. It just has to be right? Because like you can bring back a big writer, but if it feels gimmicky, then I'd rather there be a new space for a new writer that might have better potential. In my brain. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't want to see them doing that. All of these amazing at Marvel and DC, and then are going out and doing their own creative stuff and hitting it big, like James Tynion. Fuck it, don't do that. Don't be beholden to the big guys. Go do your own shit. I don't want to see him come back. That's just, there's plenty of opportunity. There are plenty of absolute talented writers out there. Just got to find them. And let's keep doing the thing. Honestly, if we treat Marvel and DC like the minor leagues and solo work, creator-owned work as the big leagues, I'm totally okay with that. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, obviously I'm salty that like James Tynion is gone from Batman, but also, I mean, he's, I know what he's capable of, right? Like we and dudes. Now, James Tynion coming back to write Ghostmaker? Like a Ghostmaker Miracle Molly book? Yeah. Yes, please. But that's just me, like...
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, I still want those. I would be bummed out like if Chip Zdarsky got pulled off of Batman or Daredevil, anything like that. I also think that this, like, flight of top creators away from Marvel and DC is probably exaggerated a little bit more. I don't think that any of us could really name you name more than 3 right now? People that you would consider at the very top of their game that have completely bounced?
Not really.
No, I can't either. So I just don't know. I don't know that it's. I don't know. I don't know that it's that big of a problem on either direction.
I mean, some writers have left, for personal reasons too, and we wish them well, and hopefully they'll be back soon. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't think, Hickman's obviously still at Marvel. He's getting ready to do something big. We'll see what it is. But
well, Joe, that's a huge point. He said, I wonder if you offer them a share of characters that they write, so that they get a percentage from the movies if they make it of storylines that they have adapted.
Yeah, but would Marvel or DC ever do that?
Of course not. Why they're not going to do that because they don't feel like they need to do that. But if you're if you're asking me if I'm in the Marvel exec chair and I'm trying to decide how do I keep those talented writers, of course that's what I do.
Lee, I think that's the goal. I think that's the goal for anyone that really cares about this industry and cares about the hobby, right? Like, I think me and Nate both would agree. Like, we would absolutely love to see that. And it's clearly not enough to get a check for $5,000 and then get your names at the end of a credit that nobody's sticking around for unless they know that there's going to be an end credit scene. And even then, they're not looking for your fucking name. They're just scrolling past to get to that end credit scene. So yeah, I totally agree with that. If you're pulling any kind of source material from the writer, I mean, shit, it's going on right now. Like, we'll jump from comics, kind of. We'll go to the newest Marvel Disney product, and that's Marvel Snap. There's a huge controversy going on around right now where comic book artists are seeing their covers pop up as trading cards for certain characters, a la Peach Momoko. She literally put on Instagram the Magic cover that she did a few years ago, and it's a variant cover. And she's like, interesting to see my cover in the game, and I'm sure when she signed the dotted line, it says in all of that jargon that we can use your artwork in any way we want to, blah, 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 blah. But it still sucks. Like, she might be playing the game and like, oh, look, I can buy my cover for 700 gold. What the fuck? I'm not getting any of that money. That's frustrating. So, yeah. And I'm sure Jason Aaron made no money off of Love and Thunder. I can guarantee it. Like, none.
I'm sure he made a little bit, but it should have been him and Assad Rivich should have literally made millions.
Something.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up should have made millions. I mean, they literally directly ripped out an exact panel from the comics, and mimicked it and completed it to a T. Yeah.
Yep.
It should have been a couple of million or a few million each for those.
And it's not like they can't, it's not like Disney can't afford that. You know what I'm saying? Or even DC or whatever you want to say. Writers need agents to get them deals done. I'm sure also in the contracts that they have, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if there is or not, but I'm sure, I wonder if there is like a comic book writer, or I'm sure there's some kind of writers guild or union. I'm sure there is. And it's,
I don't know if there is for comic book writers.
Other than, there needs to be one, but then we might have a strike. Oh no more comics. It's all complicated, but I agree. I believe that those creators are due their royalties. I think they, you see your work being adapted into a movie or into a video game or anything like that, or even into an action figure, like you should get paid. That's the right thing to do. I think, yeah, but that's a land of gumdrops and lollipops, ladies and gentlemen. So anyway, that's going to do it for issue 110 of Two Fat Guys Pull List. We appreciate every single one of you that are here live, and also the ones that are watching this as a past episode. Y'all are, basically the reason why, outside of our hobby and love for the hobby, why we do it. We love hanging out with you guys. We love talking to you guys, engaging in questions, just hanging out. Y'all are a silly goose time. We love it. So we appreciate y'all being here tonight, and we will see you guys this Tuesday for another new Comic Book Day video for the week of the 10th or 11th. I think it's the 11th. I don't remember. Yes. Next Wednesday. And guys, we're trying to do a solicitations video, but you know, again, time. But we will try. We will try to get January's out soon. We will try to get it done, and then obviously we'll, you know, make it in time, just in time for February. But we will try to get at least a Marvel one done. So be on the lookout for that. I thought about playing some Marvel Snap, and coincidentally on the show, like getting on here one night and just like putting it on the vertical screen. The only problem is that I'm playing on my iPhone, and when you download it on your PC, you can't use your Apple ID. You got to use either your Google or your Steam.
Yeah.
So I got to figure out how to, you know, work. Joe, be nice.
Ooh.
Look, here's the plan. The plan is tank. Tank and cut Aaron Rodgers, because the dude is throwing not even throwing dingers, he's throwing dingers on people's helmets. I have never seen that person ever in my life, not even his rookie year. Anyway, how is Marvel Snap? I keep seeing ads. No joke, if you're on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, you have seen a Marvel Snap ad in more than once in your viewing of whatever you're looking at. They are spending bukus on advertising right now, trying to get people to play the game. And I will say, the game is super fun. My wife went to Florida last 2 weeks ago for a conference. I'd put the boys to bed and I'd already read my comics. I literally played Marvel Snap for 3 hours in bed. I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go. And I didn't spend any money. I will say that I have not spent a goddamn dime on.
Why would you spend money?
Well, because some people do, but I have not spent.
What would you spend money on?
Cosmetics, and it's mainly cosmetics. They've got, I was saying, those variants. If I saw a Peach Momoko variant already in there, I'd fucking bet your ass I'd buy it because they look amazing. It's mainly just the cosmetics, and that's about it. I mean, as you unlock things, you gain more points to unlock more things. So there is a way. There's clearly a paywall if you want to, but you can't power up cards, if that makes sense. There's no way of paying money to cards are powered at what they're powered at. So there's that. Jaden, yeah, it's getting on my nerves. Huh?
Alex said he wants to play Gotham Knights, but it's too expensive right now.
Yeah, wait for that shit to go on sale. Steam will have a sale. It'll happen. All right, guys.
I'm gonna go eat dinner.
Okay, I gotta go. Nate's gonna literally rip my head off through the screen. Why didn't you eat before the show?
Because I ate at 3 o'clock.
Oh, because of the daylight saving time bullshit? Yeah, I hate this.
And my 3-year-old that just was super
It's the worst. But guys, we will see you this Tuesday, then Sunday, obviously. As always, read more comics.